But do you need the interworking function? Is it necessary for organizations to use it, or can they do without?
It is possible. However, there are things that automatically sort of start corner problems that you start to run into.
David Deacon, CEO Etherstack. David, this is the third time that we speak to each other. Last update was 1 year ago. Now we're here, CCW 2026. I'm not going into 2027 yet. What happened last year?
Well, it's been a great year for Etherstack and certainly for the industry moving forward in a standards-based migration from traditional digital OMR to new 3GPP-based MCX. In August, we announced our selection for the next 7 years with AT&T FirstNet as their interworking function solutions provider. That is known as Fusion Link inside the AT&T FirstNet environment. And then October, after several years of hard work, we were awarded the UK Home Office's ESN job. So for the next 5 years, to support the transition from the existing airwave network through to the future ESN that they're building out currently with Samsung and IBM. So to have the world's largest telco and P25 deal for APCO P25 on one side of the planet and such a signature Tetra deal here in the UK for the next 5 years. That's been fantastic.
Can go wrong.
Well, no, it's really great, and it really demonstrates the maturity of the standards and also the product lines. For us to have in production in the United States, in multiple data centres, the interworking function, providing service to public safety agencies that are connected today. And now, within the next 2 years, we'll be doing the same thing here in the UK for all the public safety agencies in the UK. It's really very exciting.
But it also demonstrates the trust in Etherstack, right?
Thank you very much. No, but look, it's we've been in the business now for 30 years. Obviously providing a lot of the underlying technologies behind many of the other brands, and our clear focus on just really being the Switzerland in the middle of the digital land mobile radio networks and the new MCX vendors. It's very important for us to be an honest, independent broker in the centre.
But do you need the interworking function? Is it necessary for organizations to use it, or can they do without?
It is possible. However, there are things that automatically sort of start corner problems that you start to run into if you just go down a bound process. For starters, you end up potentially creating accidentally or by design a vertical monopoly between your existing digital land mobile radio vendor and your future MCX vendor. By having an independent interworking function, it allows you to add additional MCX vendors on top. So you might use one vendor for public safety, another one for forestry or customs or something else. And by creating that open standards-based ecosystem and competition, that always just leads to better outcomes for national network operators and the public safety agencies that they serve. Once you lock in a solution with no other on-ramps or off-ramps, you really are getting yourself potentially back to square one again about being locked into a single vertical solution.
So it's highly advisable for governments.
Look, absolutely, and it's proven. People who say that it's going to take a long period of time or it's a large project and everything else, we're demonstrating that that's not the case in the APCO P25 markets in North America. Here in the UK for Tetra with ESN, it clearly is a logical and a sensible step for national operators to be considering.
So is the product right now completely developed, or are you still continue the development of the product? Is that an ongoing process?
Sure. So the core product is now, I think, release 4.2. It's operational and running, and it's in production, 3GP compliant in the United States. We've integrated it with 3 different MCX vendors already over the last 3 or 4 years, which again goes to demonstrate the power of the 3GPP standards and compliance to it. But we will be always adding new interfaces to the interworking function, which is its role. Whether they're DMR AIS interfaces for business and industry, whether they're proprietary Tetra interfaces for vendors who don't offer a Tetra ISI standards-based interface, whether it's new future push-to-talk over satellite services or air traffic control cell cow services. The role of an interworking function is to take all of the dirty or legacy or proprietary interfaces over here and bring them all cleanly through in a replicable, standardized manner into the 3GPP world. That's the job of the interworking function.
So lots of work to do still ahead.
Absolutely.